Welcome back to part 2 of our lesson. Right now we're going to talk about our solar system. Our solar system. What is a solar system? It's when a series of planets like Earth orbit the Sun. Have a look here. Our Sun is in the middle, and we've got 8 official planets which orbit around the Sun. There used to be 9. Pluto. But Pluto is being considered not to be a planet. So we have little Mercury, Venus. Oh, and this is where we all live, Earth. Mars, Saturn, the rings, the biggest planet, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune. And we used to have Pluto, but scientists have said it's not a planet. So this is our solar system. Lots of planets orbiting, moving around the Sun. I'm going to talk a bit about our solar system today. And I'm going to read you a very interesting article about our solar system. But there are a few questions I would like you to answer. Can you open your books to page 97? I'd like you to have a look at the second exercise here. There are sentences missing words. Our solar system consists of all planets orbit in. Gagarin was the first man to. 3 questions, and you will find the missing words if you listen carefully to what I'm going to read to you now. So an article, our solar system. Our solar system consists of the Sun, 8 official planets, which we talked about, at least 3 dwarf planets, very small planets, more than 130 satellites and planets, as well as hundreds of comets and asteroids. Satellites of planets could mean some moons, like Earth has 1 moon. The inner solar system consists of the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are the outer solar system. The solar system is mostly empty space. The orbits of all the planets except Mercury are almost always circular. Most satellites move in the same direction, whereas not all comets and asteroids do. From the dawn of history until the beginning of the 17th century, the known universe consisted of 8 bodies. The Earth, the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. But in 1610, long ago, Galileo and his telescope changed our knowledge of the universe. By the end of the 17th century, 9 new bodies had been discovered, and Copernicus's theory that the Sun is the center of the universe was widely accepted. Also, the total number of known bodies had reached 17. During the next centuries, the number of bodies rose to 31, and asteroids were discovered. Asteroids, flying rocks. During the next centuries, the numbers of bodies rose to 31, and asteroids were discovered. Then, into the future, in 1959, the Soviet spacecraft Luna 2 visited the moon for first time. 2 years later, on the 12th of April 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space on the Vostok 1. 8 years later, on July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong touched down on the lunar surface being the surface of the moon. As he stepped on the moon's surface with his fellow astronaut, Edwin Aldrin, he said those famous immortal words. Do you know them? That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Man's journey to explore space was just beginning. Interesting story. So we moved from not knowing too much about space to walking on the moon. And now we've got lots of spaceships, rockets out there looking at Mars, looking at other planets. There's plenty more to be discovered. But how did you go with your questions? Our solar system consists of what? The Sun, 8 official planets, at least 3 dwarf planets, more than 130 satellites of planets, and hundreds of comets and asteroids. Number 1, the very first paragraph. What about planets' orbits? What do you think? All planets orbit in circular motion. Except for one. Do you remember? Little Mercury. So small. And the very third one, Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin was the first man to what? Was he the first man to walk on the moon? No. He was the first man to be in outer space. To leave the Earth's atmosphere and be in outer space. Very interesting. I love learning about solar systems and outer space. I'd like you to think of something though, to finish off. Just imagine it was 1969 and you trained to be an astronaut and you were in that rocket, Apollo. You landed on the moon and it wasn't Neil Armstrong, but it was you who in your spacesuit walked out, stepped on the moon's surface. How would you feel? It's almost impossible to know. You're the first human being to be on the surface of another body outside of Earth. Why do you think Neil Armstrong's moonwalk is so important? And what else do you think right now we are doing in terms of looking at other planets? You may need to use Google to research that one. But I'll see you for the next lesson.